Easter, disregard the email I just sent you, obviously. I am able to log in.
Thank you, Drew. Where is everybody today? We don't even have a quorum yet.
Just a slow Monday morning start, I guess.
Good morning. This is Roberta. We have an attendee logged in as Sonoma Water WUI. Could we please change the name so we know who that attendee is?
Hey, this is Paul at Sonoma Water. I can't change the name of my login unless you let me into the meeting.
Thank you, Paul. We can change you on our end. Thank you.
Okay, so we have 4 water contractors so far.
Good morning. We also have an attendee with a phone number ending in 1792. If you're able to change that to show your name, we'd appreciate it, or we can change it on our end.
Hey, Gina, this is Paul. Just to let you know, I've never had to log into a Zoom account to attend this meeting previously. Normally, you just click on the link, and that may have something to do with the delays people are having getting in.
I had the same problem, so it took me a few tries.
Thank you. Attendee with a phone number ending in 1792, are you able to change your display name?
Am I the only one had trouble getting in, or is
No,
across the
no,
board? Okay,
it was
good.
across
It's not my computer.
Actually, when I was trying to log in, it said I wasn't authorized or something.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And then it made me log into Zoom and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the only,
I had no problems. Not sure what happened.
There you go.
when I went to the specific email that came out from Gina and logged in that way, then I was able to get in. So I don't know. That could be. I don't see any emails from folks saying they're trying to get in though.
Hey, Drew, this is Don. I had a lot of trouble getting in, so other folks might be having some issues.
So what did you do at the end, Don, to get in?
Well, it asked me to register, which I'd never done before. So then I registered. I received an email, and then I had to re-enter, email address and password. So it was just a bit more effort than I'd seen in the past.
Right.
Yeah, there were two links. The first one is if you're a host, and it runs you through the whole registration. Then there's a smaller one at the bottom that says if you're an attendee. So when I clicked that, that just got me right in.
Well, you get the gold star, Craig. Jennifer does too.
I was going through the registration. It just didn't seem right. So I canceled all that.
So we're still waiting for Petaluma, Roner Park, Valley of the Moon, and City of Sonoma. If we get
Or at a
one of them-
minimum, one of them, so we can
Yes,
quorum.
right. If we get one, we can get going here.
Yep.
Okay, Mary Grace just indicated she may be late. I'm going to send an email to Kent. So I just got an email from David Keller. He can't get in. I'm wondering, Easter or Roberta, is there, can we send out another email to the entire group that adds some additional clarification on which link to click to join?
I can work with Easter. She doesn't have her laptop here today, but we can work and see if we can get that taken care of.
Thank you, Roberta. Welcome, Matt. Did you have a problem joining this morning?
No, I just got back from days off, so I'm slammed with everything. So
Oh, okay.
it just took me longer.
Or you could have used that as an excuse and we never would have known, just saying, well, I couldn't log in. We're having a little bit of difficulty this morning, but we do have a quorum now. And it's 9:08, and hopefully Roberta will be able to send out some additional information for folks. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, just want to remind everybody when we do the roll call to state, your full name for Secretary Atha, Roberta Atha. I also would like to just welcome Roberta. She is going to be, my understanding is she is going to be taking over the roles that we're used to having Easter perform. And if I remember correctly, I think Easter will be transitioning into the role that Gina has typically performed. Do I have that right, Jennifer?
Yeah, that's pretty close. So Roberta Atha is our secretary for the BPU, and she does a fabulous job. Easter has done an amazing job supporting us, but we're just shifting around some roles behind the scenes and consolidating some of our support to the various public boards that we have. And so Secretary Atha will be taking over the role for us here, and then Easter will be supporting her, and we'll still see Gina, I think, from time to time as well.
Okay, all right, great. Well, again, Easter, I just want to, thank you for the entire TAC for all the good work that you've done, and we continue to look forward to interacting with you, and a big welcome to Roberta. Look forward to working with you, and thanks for all your help for this meeting and in advance for all the future meetings. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and ask Secretary Atha to go ahead and perform a roll call.
Yes, City of Cotati,
Yes.
You could just state your name, please.
Sorry, Craig Scott, City of Cotati, here.
Thanks, Craig.
City of Petaluma, City of Rohnert Park, City of Santa Rosa,
Jennifer Burke, Santa Rosa Water.
City of Sonoma, North Marin Water District,
Drew McIntyre, North Marin Water District.
Town of Windsor,
Christina Goulart, Town of Windsor.
Valley of the Moon Water District,
Matt Holner, Valley of the Moon Water District.
Marin Municipal Water District.
Paul Sellier, Marin Municipal.
Okay, and then let the meeting minutes just reflect that we do have a quorum. We do have 5 of the 8 prime contractors attending this meeting.
And additional staff, we have Don Seymour, Pam Jean, Brad Sherwood, Lynn Rosselli, Peter Martin, Paul Piazza, Easter Ledesma, Gina Perez, Roberta Atha, and we have 3 phone call-in listeners. If they can change their display name, I'll add them to the attendee list.
Yeah, Roberta, I am getting some notes that some people are still having problems connecting and that they just got to call in instead of trying to use the login Zoom. So Roberta, I believe the 897-4133 call-in is Tony Williams. And I don't know if the other two with the one ending 1792 and the second one ending 4580, if they can speak and indicate who they are, and then we can change the name. Roberta can change the name, I believe.
Yes, and I can give those people permission to talk if needed.
The 4580 is Kent Carruthers, City of Petaluma.
Who they are, and then we can change.
Thank you, Mr. Carruthers. It looks like 3833 is able to talk. Can you give us your name, please?
Sure. This is David Keller, Friends of the Eel. And clearly the link to the Zoom meeting is not working. And I suspect that's where the lower attendance is coming from.
Yes, thank you. We've heard from several. There's some sort of glitch in the link. Thank you for joining.
You bet. Thank you.
Roberta, are we ready to move on? Or are you still trying to clarify some phone numbers?
Mr. McIntyre, I think we're set to go.
Okay. We're going to move to agenda item number 2, which is public comments. We're now taking public comments for any items that are not on the agenda. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you're participating via phone, dial *9. And I'll wait for a minute to see if Secretary Perez indicates that there are any live comments.
There are no hands raised.
Okay, thank you, Gina. Let the meeting minutes reflect that I did not receive any voicemail or email comments by the 5 p.m. cutoff yesterday on agenda item number 2. So we'll move to item number 3, recap of the June 7th TAC meeting minutes and approval. Are there any questions or comments from the TAC members on this item? Seeing none, I'll open this up to public comment. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via telephone, dial *9. Again, this is on the TAC meeting minutes, agenda item number 3.
Not seeing any raised hands on this as either.
Okay, thank you, Gina. And again, the meeting minutes will reflect that there were no pre-recorded public comments for this agenda item. So I'd like to go ahead and ask for a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
Rick Scott, City of Cotati, move to approve.
Jennifer Burke, Santa Rosa Water, second.
Motion by City of Cotati, seconded by City of Santa Rosa to approve the meeting minutes as presented. Secretary Atha, would you please do a roll call?
City of Cotati.
Craig Scott, Cotati, yes.
City of Petaluma. City of Roanoke Park. City of Santa Rosa.
Jennifer Burke, Santa Rosa Water, yes.
City of Sonoma. Northburn Water District.
Drew McIntyre, Northburn Water District, yes.
Town of Windsor.
Christina Goulart, Town of Windsor, yes.
Valley of the Moon Water District.
Matt Fulner, Valley of the Moon Water District, yes.
Okay.
Drew, I don't know if Kent got to speak. He is on.
Thanks, Pam. Kent, are you still with us?
He was one of the call-ins. Maybe not.
Roberta is Roberta, can you change I believe Kent is the 4580. Can you change that to just the name Kent Carruthers?
Yes.
And then Kent, can you hear us? Okay. Well, we still have enough to move forward. So the meeting minutes passed with the roll call vote that was taken. Let's move on to agenda item number 4, water supply conditions and State Water Board order update. Don Seymour is going to give a summary on this. So, Don?
Thanks, Drew. Good morning, everyone. So starting at the top, Lake Mendocino, the current storage is a little over 28,800 acre feet. And the current release is 84 cubic feet per second. As of July 1, the observed storage at Lake Mendocino was about 1,270 acre feet above those thresholds we had developed for the reservoir, trying to maintain storage at Lake Mendocino at or above 20,000 acre feet as of October 1. So there was about a 1,200 acre foot buffer. As of today, it's down to about 617 acre feet. That's pretty concerning because that's putting us on track to drop below the thresholds in the next week or so. And that would result in the curtailments that are authorized under the emergency regulation being issued by the Division of Water Rights August 1st. And those curtailments would basically make any use of water in the upper Russian River other than for minimum stream flow requirements and human health and safety needs an unreasonable use. There isn't one acceptance that the Russian River Flood Control District, folks that have contracts with them other than human health and safety needs could keep diverting for other purposes. However, as part of that emergency regulation, Sonoma Water and the Flood Control District are supposed to negotiate prior to September 1 water availability this fall. And so we'll have to see what that brings. If demands on the upper river don't change, we're on track to be below 16,000 acre feet on October 1. So that's pretty concerning. So average daily decline from the reservoir in June was 143 acre feet. For this time period so far in July, it's increased to 172 acre feet. So all concerning news for the upper Russian River. Current storage at Lake Sonoma is a little over 127,300 acre feet. Our current release is 101 CFS. Average daily decline for June was 320 acre feet, and so far for July it's 250. So that's a result of being able to reduce those minimum stream flow requirements on the lower Russian River, and hopefully that number will come down a bit as we're implementing the 20% reduction of Sonoma water diversions. 5-day running average at Healdsburg is 30 CFS. It's currently around 23.7, so we're a little below the minimum. I just want to hand it to Frank Mello, our operations coordinator that's overseeing releases and managing flows on the Russian River. I've never seen it run so tight. So just a lot of kudos to Frank for how well he's doing. It's taken a lot of effort and a lot of oversight to keep those flows so tight. At Hacienda Bridge, the 5-day running average has been 49 CFS, and the current flow rate is approximately 42. So again, managing those flows really tight and, trying to preserve storage in both the reservoirs. Other than, the emergency regulation and the curtailments likely going out on August 1st, I really don't have an update. We've been, dealing with the additional reporting requirements, water rights accounting, but not only for the upper Russian River, but for the lower Russian River that's in our hydrologic report, our weekly report. And this week we'll be issuing the first report tracking Sonoma Water or diversions under Sonoma Water's water rights so far this year compared to 2020. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions folks have.
Thanks, Don. Questions from the TAC on Don's update? Don, a couple questions. So you said that this week the agency will be issuing like the first status report on performance as of, since starting July 1, I guess. How is that information being conveyed? Is that something that you're reporting to the state on a weekly basis, or is that just something that you're now preparing that then will be conveyed to the contractors, et cetera?
So in our temporary change order, it's required monthly, but we're going to go ahead and track it weekly and provide it in our hydrologic report to the state board, and then also, make it available to the contractors and probably post it on the website.
Okay, so what's the first date that you expect that to be posted on the website?
I believe that we're going to have that report done today or by tomorrow. We have to receive, obviously we track our own diversions, but we have to receive that information from Healdsburg, Town of Windsor, and Camp Meeker also. So and so that we're kind of getting that information spread out a little bit. So I believe today we're supposed to have it from everybody. So I'm hoping to have that report out by this afternoon.
So on the website by end of today, then?
Today or tomorrow, and I'll I was thinking maybe probably the best way to get it out to this group is maybe send it to you, and then you can distribute to the TAC members.
Okay. And then when you were talking about just conditions on the upper Russian River and Lake Mendocino, can you remind me again, or the group, what you think then will take place August 1st from the state?
So if the storage continues to decline as it is, we'll be below the threshold, like I said, in the next week or two. So the first assessment by the state was July 1. We were above the threshold. The next one's July 15th, and it will likely be slightly above the threshold on July 15th. And then the next assessment will be August 1, and by then we will likely be below those thresholds. In the emergency reg, it gives the Division of Water Rights the authority to issue curtailments to all water rights. So pre-14, riparian, post-14, post-49 will all be curtailed with the only reasonable use of water being to meet minimum stream flow requirements and human health and safety needs, with the one exception that contracts under with the flood control district and continue diverting. And like I said, there'll be an assessment whether water is available after September 1 for that, for the flood control district, other than for human health and safety needs. There's also provision on the lower Russian River. It's being dealt with a little bit differently than the upper. There won't be across-the-board curtailments. What'll occur is they'll evaluate water availability, and then based on priority, if they determine that certain water rights, there's not water available for certain water rights, they'll start curtailing those on the lower Russian River. So Probably I would expect at some point in time, post 49, water rights would be curtailed, and maybe all the way down to, post 1914. And then at that point, the only, diversions that would be reasonable on the lower Russian River would also be for human health and safety.
Okay.
That would exclude Sonoma water, and it's because of stored water in Lake Sonoma.
Okay, thanks, Don. Any other TAC questions for Don? Okay, I'll go ahead and now open this up for public comments. Again, this is agenda item number 4, water supply conditions and State Water Board order update. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. Or if you're participating via telephone, dial *9.
I'm not seeing any raised hands for this item.
Okay, thank you, Gina. And again, let the meeting minutes reflect that there were no earlier comments, pre-recorded public comments received on this item. So we'll move to item number 5, Sonoma Marin Saving Water Partnership. First item is A, water production related to 2013 benchmark. We have our typical attachment that's put together based upon information supplied by all the water contractors and compiled by the agency. Thanks, Paul Piazza, again, for doing that. I do anticipate that we will, this reporting all is historically been done relative to the 2013 benchmark. I do anticipate, and I've already started to work with Paul Piazza for reporting for the next month, how we can modify this and start reporting just actual impacts based upon 2020 and the order that we're operating under from the State Water Board. So you can look for some modifications to this coming into the future meetings, but right now it shows for the month of May that we were 24% below the 2013, and year to date was 13% below. And then we typically, as we've included, we have chart 1 showing the deliveries and the GPCD over that period, as well as chart 2, which looks at GPCD over a much longer time period going back from 1995. So any questions from the TAC on this item? Not seeing. I'll go ahead and open this up for public comment. This is for agenda item number 5A, water production. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via telephone, press or dial *9.
I'm not seeing any raised hands for this item.
Thank you, Gina. And again, there were no pre-recorded public comments. So we're going to move to agenda item number 5B, drought outreach messaging and temporary urgency change order reporting update. And that'll be given by Paul Piazza with the agency. Paul?
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it. So Gina, I know, is throwing up just a little narrative that I put together on our activities. So I thought this weekend that I might share a few pictures related to the update here, talking about the June 12th drought drop-by event. Should have gotten this to you earlier. So Gina, I don't know if you're able to allow me just to share my screen. I thought it'd be better to describe that event with a few pictures if that's okay.
Give me 1 second. Let me give you permission.
All right.
You should now have permission.
Great, thank you. So hopefully you're able to see the slide. Just as a quick reminder, we did coordinate through the partnership a 3-county regional drought drop-by event on June 12th. It was very successful to give out water-saving kits to the general public. And we pulled this off at 16 different locations in Marin, Sonoma, and Mendocino County. I just want to recognize all of the coordination and effort by not only Sonoma Water staff listed here, but also all of the other agency staff and volunteers that made this event happen. This was a lot of materials coordination to put together and distribute roughly 10,000 of these drought kits. So this was the arrival of the bucket order from Canada. We had a lot of deliveries of shower heads and other devices that had to get relocated over to our 800 aviation facility and utilize some of our operations staff to help shuttle those materials into a location that staff could then get to and start breaking them down to create allocations for the various partners to pick up to get to their sites and distribute to the public on June 12th. We had a lot of materials in terms of branding for the sites, for banners, for hats and shirts for staff to wear that day. This is just a couple images of the pickup coordination from the various partners that came to the site to load up and take back to their agencies what was needed. The kits themselves included a shower timer, high efficiency shower head, some automatic shutoff nozzles for hoses, toilet dike tab test kit, faucet aerators, and then the buckets themselves, which are used to capture warm up water for reuse. So on the day of the event, this was at the fairgrounds. Santa Rosa had actually 3 stations set up to handle all the traffic. At one point, they had a line of cars going all the way back to the freeway exit off of Highway 12. So there were many hands on site that day to help pull this all off. The event happened from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Here was staff at the city of Cotati, city of Sonoma. We had some visitors to our site, including Susan Gorin, some of our agency staff helping get things set up and coordinate there at the plaza in Sonoma. North Marin Water District had a super busy day. When I showed up there at roughly 7:30 in the morning, they had a steady stream of cars coming through the drive-through there, and I understand they sold out of all of the items that they had on stock. Here's the Lucchese Center in Petaluma, also a busy day. Rohnert Park, one of our more unique participants that rode up on this 4-wheeled device. The drop-by was to recognize that not only were people able to drive up, but also bike and walk up as well. This is Valley of the Moon at their Public Works. Town of Windsor outside their Public Works office across from the high school. They sold out of all their kits. The Forestville Water District was able to participate at the high school. Up at the city of Cloverdale, they set up on the plaza where they have their Friday night music and sold out of all their kits. We had 2 locations up in the Ukiah area as well, up at Club Calpella, and I forget the second location. And then not to be left out, down in Marin, there were 3 locations. And if you weren't showing up in your Ferrari that day to pick up your kit, you were turned away. No, just kidding. Any case, just wanted to share that and just bring recognition again to all those that made that event possible that day. We do have 2 additional events planned. Can't get back to stop my share screen here. In any case, we're planning events for August 21st. A couple of the agencies that are able to are also planning a 3rd event, October 9th. So a great day all around. And we got a lot of press coverage that brought significant awareness to the severity of the drought in our region. Man, why can't I get back to the screen?
Paul, if you
There we
hover,
go.
there you go.
Thank you. And then, so just also want to bring attention to the fact that we launched a region-wide Saving Water Challenge as well on July 1st. Information about the challenge is available on the partnership's website at savingwaterpartnership.org. We are giving away a great list of prizes, including a high-efficiency clothes washer and toilet, amongst other things. So we encourage everybody in the public to take a look at the site. We've got 31 tips for each day of July for ways to save water. Only takes saving up and making a pledge to participate to enter you into the drawing for prizes if you're a customer of one of the partnership utilities. So, and then in addition to that, we have a number of other planned outreach events for this summer, including participation at the Sonoma County Fair Light, which they're branding the Summer Fun Fest. So we'll have some messaging up there during the July 28th through August 10th timeframe. Working with one of our nonprofits in the area, Daily Acts, to put together a Graywater webinar series that we're hoping the partners can support and get behind with additional potential on-site workshops or tours to support that. We have a trusted messenger video project that's close to launching. It was just, I think the filming was wrapped up last week. So we have a number of business and other community leaders that are going on to video to help push out the drought message and the need to save for our customers. So lots happening at the partnership, staying very busy, and appreciate again all of the staff at all the partners for doing their part to collaborate on this. And then lastly, regarding the monthly temporary urgency change order term 9 report to the state board, we submitted at the beginning of July, the 4th of 6 reports that are due to detail all of our outreach efforts and the partnership's conservation programmatic savings. We're a little over 5.5 million gallons in the first 4 months. From the efforts of the partnership, which is a great number. Expect there'll be some additional in the next couple of months as well. So again, thank you for all the partners. I know, given everybody's level of business, committing to providing the data on a monthly basis is a bit of a time sink and can take us away from the actual work we do to try and implement our programs and get water savings. So again, just want to recognize all of the agency staff that contribute to that report. So that's it, Drew. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I just want to again say the drought drop-by event. I think just talking to everybody was hugely successful. And then Paul, I think it was you who was driving around supplying additional buckets in the middle of the event. That was, I know it was really helpful for us to keep our customers satisfied, even though at the end we did have a couple disappointed customers when we completely ran out. So, but it was, that I'd much rather have it that way than standing around and having a whole bunch of extra buckets and not having anybody showing up and showing any interest. So that was really good. And I was on the next event that's being planned that's August 21st. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's the date.
Okay. And then are the quantities going to be similar?
So yeah, the partnership is coordinating a much larger bulk purchase, both to support the August 21st event. And then for those agencies that were able to help contribute additional funds to boost up the number of items for ensuring that we don't run out on the 21st, and also for those partner agencies that are wanting to host another event on the October 9th date. So the materials procurement for that is already underway. Staff is working furiously to jump through all of the hoops required to get that taken care of. Just recognizing Brian Lee in particular and all he's doing to make that happen. The shower timer manufacturer in Hong Kong initially wasn't even able to make our dates because of a resurgence of COVID in Asia, but they shopped around and they found another factory to manufacture them at, and have come around to actually start making them before we're even able to get the purchase order approved. So lots going on behind the scenes to make this happen.
Thanks, Paul. Questions from the TAC on Paul's report? Okay, I'm going to open this up for public comments. Again, this is agenda item number 5. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via phone, dial *9.
I am not seeing any raised hands for this item.
Thank you, Gina. And then again, let the meeting minutes reflect that there were no pre-recorded public comments received. So we'll move on to agenda item number 6, Potter Valley Project update. And that's got with Pam Jean. Pam?
Good morning, Drew and everybody else. So on the Potter Valley project, there really haven't been any significant changes since we last spoke in May or June. And we do have, in terms of what's going on, we do have a workshop with our partners, those partners being Cal Trout, Round Valley Indian Tribes, Humboldt County, and Mendocino County Inland Water and Power, for a day and a half later this week to try to do some in-person planning. The group has doing a lot of work virtually, and we are going to take the opportunity to get together in person and do some planning for the future. We have a due date in mid-September of a sort of a status, I'll call it a status report to FERC. And we need to decide what we're going to do when it comes to be mid-September. So that's the point of what we're doing this week. On the operational side, as Potter Valley Project goes, the PG&E continues to operate under the variance that they got from FERC. They put that variance sort of out for comment and received a number of comments, and just I'm forgetting when, maybe Don will remember, it probably doesn't matter though, a few weeks ago decided just to continue the variance as they issued it back in the May-June timeframe. So that variance will continue at least into August at this point, and possibly after that. It's a little unclear what happens at the end of that extension. So that's what's going on with Potter Valley Project, Drew.
Thanks, Pam. Questions from the group on Pam's report? Okay, seeing none, I'll open this up for public comments. This is agenda item number 6, Potter Valley Project update. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via telephone, dial *9.
Drew, I do have one hand raised, and it's with phone number ending in 3833. I'm going to go ahead and enable your ability to speak.
Hi, thanks, Pam. This is David Keller. In the PD, they indicated that there's a likelihood, or at least a possible inclusion of $3 million for help in funding the required studies. Do you have any sense about that funds coming through and being allocated?
We don't. Well, we do think it's likely that we're going to receive those funds, but we will not know until after the break. The legislature takes a break in August, and we're being told that we're not going to know exactly what's going to happen with that until at least September. So we're very hopeful. There's been a lot of support at the state level, but we won't have an answer to that until September.
Which makes for a very interesting reporting back to FERC that's due September 15th. Okay, and do you have any indication that if that 3 million is allocated, that the state might come through with the balance for this round of studies?
No, I don't have a feel for that. Sorry, David.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you and good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
You bet.
Any other public comments, Gina, on this item?
I do not see any other raised hands.
Okay, thank you, Gina. And again, let the meeting minutes reflect that there are no pre-recorded public comments on this agenda item as well. The next agenda item, number 7, SCWA Capital Improvement Projects update. We're gonna continue this to a future agenda item. Kent Gilfie is not able to attend this morning, so we'll move on now to agenda item number 8, which is Regional Water Supply Resiliency Study update. And Don, you want to go ahead and take this item for us, please?
Yeah, Drew, I'll go ahead. There's not a lot to update. As you recall from the June meeting, Jay reported out that based on a request from the TAC and TAC leadership, that Jacobs kind of shift gears a bit and refocus their effort to accelerate really being able to evaluate drought scenarios and responses to that. So they have refocused their efforts on model development and developing these scenarios, and then putting off some of the other resiliency issues to a later in the schedule for like seismic activity, other types of disruptions to the system. As of right now, the model is functioning, and they're getting ready to go through validation and calibration. So they should be prepared by end of summer to start using the model on different scenarios. Right now, the focus is scheduling meetings with each of the contractors to revisit any data gaps, data needs they have for the model, but also to really focus in on each of the contractors' interests on drought issues. The previous interviews focused broadly on different disruptions or water shortages, and now the focus is going to be what each contractor's concerns are on drought issues. I believe on Friday, Jennifer Jacobs met with you and your staff for that first interview, and I know they're trying to schedule those and get these completed in the next couple of weeks so they can move forward and stay on track. So that's all I have, Drew.
Thanks, Don. Do you know, Don, is City of Santa Rosa, is that the first interview that's occurred then this month?
I believe that's the first and only interview that's occurred.
Okay, but then
I did ask Armin to include me on those schedules, that if I was available, I could participate. So I believe that's the only one I've seen so far, unless a member of the TAC has been contacted and working on their schedule.
All right, but the objective is to continue to make outreach with the other contractors during this month to have additional interviews, correct?
Yeah, I think they're really hoping to wrap them up by the end of the month, early August, so that they can, like I said, they really want to, we want to be on track to start looking at these baseline scenarios in September.
Okay. Questions from the TAC on Don's update? Jennifer?
Not a question, just a comment. So as Don mentioned, we did meet last week, and it was a good meeting. Just for all the other TAC members, as you go to meet, we had a lot of discussion about the model and the interactions between our system and water agency system and the model. So I had my operations folks there, as well as my asset management folks, and it was really, really helpful because we delved way into the specifics about the operations. So just encourage you to consider that when you schedule your meetings.
Thanks, Jennifer. Any other questions from the TAC? Comments? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and open this up for public comments. Again, this is agenda item number 8, Regional Water Supply Resiliency Study Update. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via phone, press *9.
I am not seeing any raised hands for this item.
Thank you, Gina. And again, have the meeting minutes reflect that there were no pre-recorded public comments received by the 5 p.m. deadline yesterday. And that brings us to items for the next agenda. So we will have the Sonoma County Water Agency CIP update. We'll put that, that we're not able to do this meeting. We'll put that for the next regularly scheduled meeting. We'll have additional information on State Water Board tracking related to the 20% reduction in diversion. I anticipate we'll also have something to discuss just regarding a November and December allocation. And we'll also have our other just kind of reoccurring agenda items. Does anybody have any other items that the TAC has that they want to put out there for additional agenda topics? Don Seymour.
Drew, I just wanted to confirm that our report on the 20% reduction compared to last year, it will be going out this afternoon, and it'll also be posted on our webpage. So everybody can expect to see that today.
All right, great. Thanks, Don. Not seeing any comments from the TAC. Again, I'll open this up for public comments. This is agenda item number 9, items for the next agenda. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand, or via telephone, hit *9.
I do not see any raised hands for this item.
Thank you, Gina. Again, let the meeting minutes reflect that there were no pre-recorded comments. So that brings us to the end of the meeting. Thanks everybody for participating. And our next meeting will be the first Monday. It'll be a WAC in August. It'll be a WAC TAC meeting. That'll be August 2nd. And I'll adjourn the meeting at 9:56
Hey, Drew.
a.m.
Before
Yes.
you completely adjourn the meeting, this is Colleen Ferguson with City of Sonoma. Just want the record to reflect that I was listening into the meeting by phone, the 1792 number that was mentioned, but I wasn't able to speak until 15 minutes into the meeting, something like that. So, so City of Sonoma was represented in the meeting today.
Thanks, Fergie, and we will apologize to everybody that was having problems logging in. We'll take a look and figure out what happened there so it won't occur in the future. Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody.